Hello dear students. Today we are going to start the one more new chapter, that is soil. So we normally know that what is the soil. We normally see in our environment, that may be in the garden, that may be roadside, or in the main thing is that in the farm or the field, is it? So the plant, whenever the one word stands in front of us and in our mind, that is the plant or the trees. So who is responsible for the growth and different activities of a plant? That is only because of the soil. So we normally call that is the soil, which provides a nutrition and provides a water holding capacity and provides different nutrients which is required to the plant. So that is actually one kind of, we can say that, a helper to a plant production or the growth and development, is it? But in details in this chapter we are going to see the soil actually where from it forms, means it's a formation where it takes place, which are the types of the soil, okay, which kind of the soils are available on the earth. So this kind of their texture, properties and their importance we will study in this chapter. So we will move towards our topic. Those topics we are going to be covered in this chapter. The topics like this: importance of soil, soil profile, soil type, properties of soil, water absorption by soil, and soil erosion and soil pollution. So first of all we will see what is mean by the soil. So it is a natural resource, guys. So which is a source or resource, means which cannot be replaced by someone else, is it? And found on the surface of the earth. It is actually, we say that the upper layer which occurs in the field, garden, roadside, those nothing but a surface of the earth, okay, so that is nothing but a soil. So it forms the upper surface of the earth where life thrives and is the base of all agriculture. So see guys, we know that origination of a plant, and whenever the dead bodies will get mixed up with the soil, so it is mean that the living beings are originating from soil and it is at last mixed up with the soil only, is it? So next, due to the physical and chemical weathering of rocks, it comprises of minerals and the gravel, microbes, insects and decaying organic matters, nutrients, waste and air. So what it consists, it is consisting of so many things, guys. So normally we say that there are the different colors of the soil, is it? That maybe the soil occurs in the black, white, that is like clay, is it? And rock particles like big stones, okay, humus, the dead and or the plant or the human bodies or animals bodies and insect bodies will get after dying mix up with the soil, that is nothing but a humus which is act as a fertility source, is it, for the soil and the plant growth development. So next is, these are actually in the form of, so these are the constitute of the soil, that may be the rocks, small particle soil, that may be rock particles, that may be a humus, that may be a dried portion of a plant, is it? So these are the constitute. So they are available in different colors, that may be black, red, white, is it? So wherever you go in the world, different we can say the different countries and the state, so you can see there are the different texture of the soil, is it? That is also one unique thing of each of the portion of earth and the world is having a different soil texture and the appearance, is it? So now here we will see how the soil formation takes place, so you can understand later. So first of all we must know what is the importance of the soil. So why we should give that much of importance to the soil? Normally we say that the basic thing is that soil provides a nutrition and the minerals whichever the requirement required by the plant, those provided by the soil, because soil is only acting as a reserve, is it? So now next, The points which included inside the importance of the soil, those are like growth of the plant. Yes, for the growth and proper development of a particular plant, it requires a water, nutrients in the form of a chemicals and different organic matters. Those are all dissolved and present inside the soil, because soil having that much holding capacity. We normally says that the water is consisting of minerals. Is it? The minerals are nothing but what? Those are actually present in the soil. So how it's inside the soil? See guys, when we pour the water to the soil, inside the soil, then what happening? The water has ability to hold all the water along with the different constituent which is having inside the water. Is it? So directly or indirectly those things are going to be provided to the plant. It means that then only the plants can grow and develop the fruits, flowers, whatever they used to be produce. Is it? Next is, that is a retain the water. Just we are talking about that. The retaining water means holding capacity, the soil having a holding capacity of water. So suppose guys, we normally say that even if the plant does not require more water per day, then also we unknowingly pour the more water. Is it? If it a small plant require 1 glass of water, if you pour a 1 jug of water, then what happens? Then also it will be a retain inside the soil. It means that soil having a capacity to reserve it, and that will be used for the later purpose whenever the water whenever the plant will feel as a scarcity of water. Is it? So these are some kinds of properties and importance having a soil. Is it? That's why we say that a soil is very important for different purposes. Is it? Next is, that is a whole roots of the plants. If it is a holding a whole tree or the plant, it means that directly it is connected, or initially it is connected with the root only. Is it? The initial portion of the plant is that root, because of the roots only the plant can stood up on the surface of the soil. Is it? The plant's root are very, if they are very stronger one, if they are very having the strength better, then only the soil plant will be stood up for a longer time, and it means that that whole credit goes to the roots only, and the roots is only able to penetrate in the soil for a longer meter or the longer area. Is it? So who is going to be hold that root? That is the soil. So soil used to hold the roots. Okay, so now example, like our head having a hair. Is it? Our head is suppose acting as a soil. Is it? And here are nothing but the roots. It means that if we taking a nutrition and everything proper day to daily life, it means that our head is providing some nutrition which is we have consumed and providing to our hair, then only it grows. Is it? So likewise about the different things also, means about the plants also. Next is, that is it provides a shelter. Obviously the animals which are not having any shelters to stay them. Is it? So most of the dogs and different animals, is it, those are not actually called as a pet one. Is it? Pet animals. So though those are not considered as a pet animals, it means that they require shelter obviously, so they can take a help of trees as a staying purpose. And for other peoples also, whenever if they are wandering from one place to another place for a 1 hour or few hours, they used to be take a rest under the tree. It means that it is acting as a shelter also. Is it? And there are the different uh, things which help as a shelter. Is it? Because the soil is only holding if the root, it means that whole plant is staying there. It is it? So now one more example of a shelter I can tell, that the red worm, or we can say the earthworm. Is it? What is the earthworm? It is a friend of farmer. Is it? Because it provides a or leaves a nutrition or the fertility inside the soil. Is it? It means that the soil is acting as a shelter to the earthworm, because earthworm is going to be live inside it. is it? Then only it providing fertility, is it? So this is nothing but a one shelter example for which is given by the soil to the earthworm or the redworm, is it, which used to be stay, not only the earthworm, different insects which stays inside the soil, is it, they take the helps to stay there. Next, that is the soil profile. So see guys, what is the soil profile? Soil profile is nothing but a layer of a soil, guys. In this chapter mainly they have focused to study or take the knowledge about the soil layer. So we normally says that the surface of a soil which is present on the earth, or the surface of the earth, that is nothing but the soil, is it? So nothing that much is not the soil, guys. There are the so many layers of the soils, okay, how they used to be formed, okay, what are their different roles, those things also we will see in the further videos. So first of all, what is the soil profile? See, it is nothing but a vertical section of a soil. Vertical means in lengthwise section of a soil from the surface to till where it meets the underlying rocks. Underlying rocks means the last one portion. So let me show here. This is the uppermost layer, surface, okay, where actually the plants grows, and the end one portion that is called as a rocks, or it is a underlying rocks, okay. So now here see, soil profiles is composed of a distinct layers. So the different layers of the soil is consisting of different composition. So then only it is called as a, it is a chemically and physically very different one, because soil is composed of different composition. As I have told you initially, the soil is consisting of rock particles, small dust particles, that may be humus or different dried portions of the plants or the any of the things or the insects died, is it? So those are nothing but just compositions, is it? We normally say that the upper surface of the soil is very organic matter consisting, means having a very nutritional one, is it? So the next one layer will be not that much will be nutrient one, because it is only acting as a holding purpose, is it? It is providing a shelter, or we can say that it is providing the holding capacity in them, is it? So now see here, the soil is having a multi-layer, okay, which is constituted of different components like a soil rocks, sorry, rock particles, small rocks or big rocks, or we can say the humus, is it? So likewise they are chemically and physically different. See now how it's physically different, guys. Just we have talked the chemical because it's different composition they having. Now physically how they different, you normally observe that, see, the soil particles are really smaller one which is present on the surface, okay. If you have observed the mixed soil which is composed of different, we can say pebbles or different rocks, that may be a stones, big stones, small stones, or it may be a mix up with any leaves, dried one, that may be whatever, it means that soil is composed of different things. So it means that in them different composition is there. It means rocks are bigger one, that may be a smaller one, soil will be smaller particle having a big particle. It means that the physically appears a different. Small means it's a very small in look, in appearance. Big stone will be appear in a big one. It means that physically it is a different, it looks a different, okay. Now so see guys, I can give one example that suppose in a particular school for near about 4 to 5,000 students are there, is it? So 4 to 5,000 students cannot sit in the same class, is it? Because each one will go to a different class according to their age, is it? So it means that the same about the soil also, they have classified according to their composition and physical property, is it? So upper layer will be the smaller small particles, it means they will be stay upside. Rocks or rock or the stone like big things will be at the lower side, and middle one will be whichever their appearance and the chemical composition will be there. According to that they will get classified, or according to that they will come in categorized like in a layer formation. Okay, now so here as I was just shown in the image, this is nothing but how the layer appears. So just for your information I have shown here. So next here, that is how is soil forms. So see, it is one normal question, or we normally not go in deep to understand that how actually the soil formation takes place, is it? So see guys, the soil formation is actually how takes place. The upper layer is nothing but consisting the crust. Okay, second one will be the mantle, third one is the outer core and inner core. These are some different words which you will understand in your higher classes. Okay, so this is one, according to the layers they have just classified that which type of rocks and the different portions they consist in. Okay, so now here question is that how soil formation takes place. The soil always formed from the weathering of a rocks. Weatherings means according to the weather changes, as whatever the season will be there, is it, in their seasons the rocks, whichever the stones will be there in the nature, they used to be present in that season only. They used to be get all the season effects on them. For example, like if the summer will be there, it means that continuously heavy sun rays will be there, then also the sun rays will be fall on the rock, is it? They cannot do any changes in them, but naturally they used to be get changed according to the weathering happens on them. So see, uneven heating by the sun, so continuously, or we can say that we know that as the earth rotates, the sun lights sometime comes for a longer time, or sometime will be as a shadow, is it? That is according to the earth rotates. So likewise uneven heating will be takes place. So because then only the stones can be stay on their place only, is it? The next reason will be that fast flowing water. If some of the rocks or many rocks present in the water, just as was shown in the image, those continuously through that the water goes, is it, in them, you can see how the water is flowing through the different rocks and the stones, is it? So because of that only they get converted. Why? Because some of the microbes or the living particles are present on them, is it? We normally know that the water and different things having insects or the microorganisms on them, is it? So they used to be convert that stone into a small particles, is it? So it means that uneven heating by fast flowing water and due to the high wind speed, so the slowly as the weather changes, whichever the season will become and whichever the effect will be there, that is going to be occur on the stones and the rocks. So because of that effects, they used to be slowly converted into the soil particles, is it? So that is nothing but a soil formation. So continuous weathering which takes place on the rocks, is it, that is nothing but called it as a soil formation. Okay, so this is in small just for your understanding, but in your higher classes we will see the details. Okay, so now here one example has given that just to understand the layers of the soil. Suppose one example or the experiment if you are doing, or you can do at home also, you can take any mix of the soil. Okay, you no need to be sort it out, you have to be take only just uneven type of the soil which is mixed with the many things. Okay, and you have to mix it in a glass of a water. So you have to stir it and keep it away. After some time you can see that some changes in the water. You see some layers are going to be created in it. Why? Because they are physically and chemically different weight having they, is it, and their compositions according to that also they will get settle at downside, and some of they will be at middle and some of they will be at upper side, is it? That is nothing but indirectly they were going to be create a layers in them only. So in the image you can see one glass of a bottle, water of bottle, they have mixed the soil and you can see there are some layers have formed. The lower will be very dark, faint dark, and middle one will be is a very darker one, this one I'm talking, okay. And the middle one is the blur one, which is only having a like dust, and you can say watery portion, is it dirt like. And upper one is the dead one, that may be any plants, or that may be any insects, we normally say the humus, okay. So how will be the layers formation takes place here? Likewise, the upper layer will be the humus, middle will be the water, and up below to the water there will be the clay, and below the clay there will be the sand, and at last the big stones or the garwell. These are actually the layers formation takes place when we actually do in experiment way, is it? This is naturally also occurs in the nature. So likewise, the soil is nothing only the surface portion that is having so many layers below the ground, okay. One more example I can give. If you have observed wherever the building construction is going on, okay, initially when they used to be dig a one big pit, is it? So what happens there, you can see the number of layers were get observed, is it? So those are some good examples to understand that how the layers occurs under the earth or the below the soil, is it? So these are the some examples and the topics whichever we have learned in this chapter. So for any doubts and difficulties, you can ask me. So we will see you in the next video session. For any doubts and difficulties, you can ask me. Thank you.